we're going to learn how to be the very first option on Google. We're going to learn how once people actually land on your website, how do you get their information? How do you actually get them to click things? And once you actually get their information, how do you close them? How do you sign them up? What's the most effective method? So in order to optimize on that journey, the very, very first thing you need to do is get a lead generating and a lead capturing website. So what's the difference between a lead generating website and a lead capturing website? Well, a lead generating website actually gets people to land on your website. It actually gets traffic to your website. You see, if your website is beautiful or your website is just awesome, but nobody's coming to it, then what is the purpose of that website? There really isn't one, right? So we need people to land on our website. So we need to learn how to make our website lead generating. A lead capturing website, simply put, is a website that captures the user's information. Like I said, their name, their number, their email, and what they're interested in. Okay, so we need both. Our website needs to be lead generating and lead capturing. So let's talk about how to get your website to be lead generating, okay? The very first thing you need to do in order for your website to be lead generating, one, is to have great SEO. We've all heard of this before, right? You hear marketers and agencies non-stop talk about SEO, but what does it mean? SEO is search engine optimization. You see, Google's business is to provide the best results for the keywords that people search. So in order for Google to recognize you as the very best option, you need to have all the keywords that people are Googling. So if everyone tends to Google swim lessons near me, you need to have swimming all over your website. And like I said, on all of the front of the pages, but also in the back end of your website. And actually inside of your images, because I'm sure you've actually looked up images on Google before, right? So pretty much SEO is great keywords, okay? Great keywords. The second one is Google My Business. Most of you probably have a Google My Business, okay? But what is it really for? So Google My Business is kind of like a social media platform, but for your business, okay? So your Google My Business has, all of the photos of your business, your website link, your hours of operation, your phone number, people's reviews of your business, all this great information that Google takes into account when people are searching for things like swimming lessons near me. If there's one thing that you take from this entire presentation, make sure that you get a Google My Business if you don't already. It's on Google. Just type in Google My Business into Google and you'll get it immediately. Make sure that you sign up for it. It's free. And if you already have a Google My Business, here's a few action steps that you can take. First, optimize it. So make sure there's tons of great photos on your Google My Business profile. Make sure that you get as many reviews as you can on that Google My Business page. Remember, we're trying to rank higher on Google, so we're the first option. Did you know that 97% of all of the clicks are the very first option on Google? Most people don't even go past the fifth option, and rarely does anybody go past the second page of Google, okay? So we're trying to get ranked higher on Google, and Google My Business is very, very helpful in that, especially for brick and mortar businesses that are location-based. So another thing that you can do with Google My Business is it actually has a message feature on it. So people can actually message your business and you can respond right then and there. So it's very important for SEO. The third one is social media. So how is social media going to help you get ranked higher on Google? Well, did you know that Facebook is the #1 search keyword of all time? So Google actually recognizes Facebook as a legitimate resource of information, only because there's so much text on Facebook and people are constantly mentioning your business name, they're tagging you in things, you're posting, it's going on the internet, more links are being created. So if you are posting consistently on Google Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter, if you're posting really heavy every single day on social media, there's going to be more links on Google. So if you think about it, there's all these links like this, website, and you might be first, and then there might be another business, and then maybe your Facebook's right here, and maybe another business, And then maybe your Pinterest is right here, right? So you pretty much want to be all over the front page of Google. If somebody ends up clicking the second option, the third option, just because of happenstance, you want to be that option, okay? So just to recap, in order to have a lead generating website, you really need to focus heavy on SEO, search engine optimization. Having great keywords on your website, optimizing your Google My Business, and being very consistent on social media. This is how you generate more traffic to your website. And just remember, there's tons of paid ways to get traffic to your website, but I'm not going to go into that just yet. I'm going to get into that later, the digital marketing side. But you could do paid search ads, you can do display ads, you could do Facebook ads, so on and so forth. However, we're going to talk about the organic way, just the foundation that you need, even if you end up doing paid advertisement. Remember, we said click, capture, convert. So right now, we're on the lead capture part. So, like I said before, if you have an amazing website but nobody goes to it, then it's kind of useless. It's the same way in reverse, meaning if you have all these people coming to your website, but your website isn't really optimized to convert people, then once again, your lead generation is useless and your website is useless. So how do we make sure that once people land on it, we capture most of the people's information that land on it? And remember, that information is their name, their number, and their email, and what they're interested in. It's very important that you figure out that before you get on the phone with them. So how do we make sure that our website is lead capturing? Well, this might seem obvious to you. However, this is the number one problem. Design. Their website is extremely outdated. And do you really think that anybody would trust your service if, your website was poor quality? So I'm talking about the images being high quality on your website. I'm talking about all the strips and the buttons and the photos are all symmetrical, and you have great branding on your website, great color schemes and branding. It's so important that you have great design. Most of the websites that I see in the child activity center and recreational club space, they're just outdated. They made their website in 1999 and they haven't changed it since. Or, they paid one of their, part-time employees to make it for them, and they really don't know what they're doing that much, so it kind of just came out blah. So we really need to make sure that we have a beautiful design. Remember, the user's perception of your business, the only perception that they have is your website, because they haven't talked to anyone yet, and they haven't been to your location. They don't know that your business is awesome. They don't know that you have great service. All they know is what your website looks like. So we have to make sure that our website looks beautiful. The very second one is what we call ad copy, okay? Ad copy is simply just the text on your website, and it needs to be very compelling. So let's say you have a website and the front banner just says swimming lessons in Australia. Is that really that compelling? What if the message said something like, saving thousands of children's lives every single year through effective swimming lessons? Isn't that a lot more compelling? I feel like I would be more compelled by that kind of sentence. So you need to make sure the ad copy is extremely compelling. All the text on your website, all the descriptions of your services and your brand story, everything, all of the written word on that website needs to be very compelling. Inspiring might be an even better word. So the very third thing that we have here is call to actions, okay? I'm going to abbreviate it, CTA. You might have heard of this before, call to action. What is that? Click here, or call now, or contact us, or learn more. These are often in the forms of buttons on your website. And I don't want to just tell you to have a ton of call to actions that say contact, contact, contact. That's boring and nobody cares, right? I'm going to tell you the 5 ways to have the best call to actions, okay? One method of call to action needs to get them to call, okay? So call now. You need to have that kind of call to action. You also need to have a text us call to action. Text us, like this. Fill this form out. Maybe you can word that better, but get them to fill the form out. The fourth one would be to message us, which is, the chat box on your website. The fifth one would be to email us, okay? So those 5 call to actions are very important because those are pretty much the only 5 ways that people are going to engage with your business. Some people just want to pick up the phone and get the information. That's how I am. I love just calling the business right away and learning it. Sometimes they just want to text you because, maybe they're at work, but they still want to know a little bit more. Some people want to email. They prefer email. I'm sure everyone here has done business with somebody and you probably asked them the question, what's your most preferred method of contact? So make sure you have all those call to actions, all different ones, and they need to be all over your website, honestly. Because if somebody ends up landing on a certain section of your website out of curiosity, there still needs to be a way for that person to still engage with your company, okay? So this is how you make it lead capturing. You have to have beautiful designs just so they can trust you. Ad copy. It needs to compel them to engage with your business. So, Adam, I have a lead generating website and I have a lead capturing website. I did everything you said. Now, once I get on the phone with these people, how do I get them to close more often? People call my business all the time, but that doesn't mean they're going to sign up. That's the sales system. Remember I said we have a proven lead generating sales system, all right? One of the biggest mistakes that the Child Activity Center space just doesn't focus on is the selling. People need to be encouraged to sign up for your service or to buy a product, right? Because honestly, life just gets ahead of us sometimes, even though we want to sign our kid up for this specific sport. Sometimes life just gets ahead of us. So as the swim center, you need to be encouraging to the people who put in interest. Encourage them that swimming is a very important skill that every single human being should have on earth. And so how do we do this? Well, the very first thing you need to do is have a sales database. If you don't have a sales database, you're probably missing out on 60% of all the people that actually put in an interest. Think about it. When somebody calls your business, let's just say they end up calling you, they saw you on Google My Business, and they called your business right away, and they say, hey, I'm really interested in signing my daughter up for swimming lessons. All of a sudden, their cat is peeing on the floor. Oh, I gotta go. They hang up. Now what? Where does that lead go? How do we call that person back? How do we keep track of them? You need to have a system in place to where you can keep track of all of the leads that come through. Every single one. Every single lead is precious, right? It's very important. If you want to get to 2,000 active members in your club, every single lead is precious, right? So we need a way to get back in touch with them and follow up. So a sales database is a system where you can put each lead. So if they call, you can put in their name, their number, their email, the last time you called them, the last time you emailed them, and the last time you texted them, and when you're supposed to follow up with them next. Oh, call me on Thursday, and they hang up, right? So now you can put in there, hey, call Susan on Thursday. This is something that your admin staff, your front desk staff can do when they're at the desk and they're not attending to guests. You can have them follow up with each one of the leads in the sales database. Your leads will love you for this. People will love you. Oh, thank you so much for calling me back. They will love you for it. The second one, this is going to be a funny one. Call them. Let me tell you a real quick story. Xander Arthur, he's the founder of My Web Solution, our company. He knew that all of the sales for our club went through the phone. So every time someone called, we'd close them over the phone. No one ever signed up through our website. In fact, our club's website, there's no way to sign up on that website. You have to call or you have to email. And so we make it a point that everyone has to call them because people will sign up over the phone more than anything. They won't sign up once they get to your location, and they won't sign up through an email, and they won't sign up through your website. You have to get them on the phone. He called 30 gyms, okay? He called 30 clubs and said, hi, I'd like to sign my son up for gymnastics classes. And every single time he got on the phone with the front desk, they said, okay, go to our website and sign up. Now what? Now life is going to get ahead of me again, right? So, okay, I guess I'm going to go to their website and sign up. Okay, oh, I forgot, Jimmy has to go to the doctor. So I take Jimmy to the doctor and I end up signing him up for violin lessons because the violin lessons company called me and signed me up over the phone. If you might be thinking to yourself, well, Adam, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be a salesman. I don't want my staff to be salesmen calling people all day. That's not what I want either. And that's not what we do. We just simply follow up with people. People like it when you get back in touch with them. People like it when you attend to them when they request it. I don't want you to cold call anyone. That's probably not going to work. I want you to call the people who put in interest forms. I want you to call people who contact you first, because those people want to sign up, okay? So that is the sales system in a nutshell, okay? So every time someone calls, put them in the sales database just in case they don't close over the phone right then and there. You know, life gets ahead of us. And then 2, get them on the phone and sign them up over the phone. Don't tell them to go to your website to sign up. It will never happen. Tell your front desk staff, tell your admin staff, hey, try to get them to sign up over the phone. It's actually you providing a service to them when you sign them over the phone, because you're taking care of that customer. When you do the work of putting in all the information, all the person has to do is just give you their credit card information. Like I said, we got them to land on our website. And once they land on our website, we got their information. We put them in the sales database and we called them. That is a super simple system if you think about it. So, like I said, we have that foundation, that strong foundation of people are getting on our website, we're converting them. Now it gets into the promoting part where you can start doing advertisements, really start promoting your business after you have that amazing foundation. In every single campaign, there are 6 phases. And once again, this was created by Xander Arthur. I want to give a lot of homage to him because he's really a genius with this stuff. Xander Arthur, that's with a Z. You can always look at it right here at mywebsolution.us/ASSA, and that's for Australian Swim School Association, okay? So I know this can be like super fast, but like I said, it's all there. Go there if I'm talking too fast for you, okay? My apologies. All right, so the 6 phases of digital marketing. Content creation, okay? What is it? What is content creation? Well, content simply is your photos, your videos, and the text that goes along with those photos and videos. So the descriptions, you need to get content. This is the foundation of your entire marketing campaign. Let's go along with the 50% off March deal, okay? Well, you need to get awesome photos, maybe of your beautiful facility. It's your very clean facility. That's really important nowadays, right? Having a clean facility. You need to get awesome video of your staff being really happy and great to the kids, okay? Maybe you should have descriptions of the deal you're doing for March. Make sure that the deal is very compelling, that you got to take advantage of that deal. A lot of the times, people in the child activity center space, they just don't have any great photos or any great videos of their awesome business. It doesn't make any sense to me. People want to see what it looks like on the inside. People want to see a glimpse of your branding and your company's style. So make sure that you get tons of content. The second phase is multimedia design. So basically graphic design and video editing. All the content that you get of your awesome club and your awesome staff is going to be put into the multimedia design phase. Let's say you need to put the text on top of the video or on top of the photo. So make sure you have a multimedia design phase and someone edits those photos to make sure that they look good, that they're colorful. 3, web development. Whenever you have an offer, you need someone to actually be able to request to get in touch with you. So you need a landing page, a website that someone can land on. You need maybe just a column on your website, a strip on your website that has this offer there, a place for people to opt in to the deal, to request more information, to sign up. It needs to go through this phase, web development. Otherwise, you can't just rely on people calling. You can't just rely on people showing up at your door anymore. So you need a website specifically for this offer. So make sure that you have somebody that can handle these kind of needs for you on a day-to-day basis, right? Because your campaigns can just spark out of nowhere. Or maybe you want to do a campaign every single week like we do. We have, actually at our club, we do 2 campaigns every single week. That is the web development phase, to create the links so people can opt in to the deal. So before we go further, content creation, getting all the photos, editing those photos, putting them on the website, and having someone be able to opt in, having the link. And then we have social media. The social media phase. Social media is free. It's 100% free, and you can post on it as many times as you want. I would say for child activity centers, the biggest social media platform is Facebook, okay? Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube are super important for child activity centers. And the reason why is because your target demographic, moms and dads, they're hanging out on Facebook. If you tend to be very local on Facebook, you go to the local Facebook groups in your town, in your city. Right? So social media, blast it out on social media. Now that you have everything, the website, the landing page, all the content, you've already put it out on social media. Now it's time for you to actually put money behind your promotion. Google is number one. Most people are Googling your service, like I mentioned. So you need to make sure that you are up there on Google. Run search ads. So the best swim center in your town, right? That you need to be up there on Google. When someone searches for your service, you need to be right up there so you can actually pay for this, right? Do it. It's one of the best converting tools in digital marketing, or I should say digital advertisement. The last one, number 6, is community outreach. Okay, so your club probably already does this very well. Most child activity centers only do this part. All right? All the clubs are really good at reaching out to local schools. They're really good at knowing all the moms in the community. They usually go to festivals and parades, so on and so forth. They're really good at community outreach. But I want you to think about community outreach in a digital marketing respect. Like I mentioned, if you go on Facebook, there's actually local Facebook groups. In our town in the United States, in Florida, called Winter Garden, there's a Facebook group called Winter Garden Moms, and it has thousands of moms in our city. And now, that's the perfect demographic for us. We need moms in Winter Garden. So now we can go on that Facebook group and post our campaigns and talk to moms and grow in the community. So like I said, most clubs do a really good job at this by going to schools and knowing a lot of people in the neighborhood. But try thinking of it in a digital marketing standpoint, joining more local Facebook groups. So these are the 6 phases of digital marketing. So anytime you have a campaign, make sure that you go through each of these phases and say, okay, do I have the great content? Is the content edited the way I want it to? Do I have the links and the websites that people can opt into the deal? Did it go on social media? Did we run any advertisements? And have we talked to the community about this? If you go through all these steps, this is a checklist, you will ensure that your campaigns will get more results than they ever have before. You could always go to this website. Everything I just talked about is all there. Everyone, thank you so much for listening in. I just want to say our mission as a company, My Web Solution, is to bring back the class-based industry. I know that during this time of COVID, it really took a huge hit on our industry. And it really is sad to hear from me because I grew up in a recreational club my whole life. Since I was the age of 9, I was always in a gymnastics center. And when I first got my first job, it was a gymnastics center. And even now today, I'm helping other gymnastics centers and other recreational clubs like dance, swim, cheer, martial arts. I get to help them, get more enrollments so they can keep an industry alive that changes the lives of families and children, because it changed my life indefinitely. So I'm really passionate about this. I hope that everybody that's on this call, I hope everybody that in the entire class-based industry recovers from such a huge hit.
Adam, thank you so much. It's so wonderful that even though we are not in conference in a physical form, it's so wonderful to be able to speak with you on the other side of the world. What time is it over there?
I think, what are we looking at? It's 9:40 right now. So good morning, everybody. Yeah.
Well, look, thank you again. It was great to hear from you, and obviously your website is there, so if we'd like to touch base, we can. So thank you so much again, Adam.
Everybody, thank you so much, and thank you, Jasmine.
Ciao now. Thank you.
Bye.